Okay, hello and welcome in to your week review of the Bruins. Now, for the last 7 days, so from like the 13th to the 20th, I have not posted a single video besides the one talking about how I got took down for streaming copyright content. I have a video on that. If you want to know about that, check out that video. But the reason has nothing to do with that, why I haven't been posting a video this week. It has to do with the fact that I was in finals and, I wanted to get good grades. So I took a break from posting videos for the week, and I just did the streams, which I'm now doing streams on Twitch. So I'll leave a link to my Twitch channel down below so you can follow me there and all that. So I'm going to be talking about the 4 games, the games against the Penguins last Friday, Sabres on Sunday, Canadiens Tuesday, and last night we played the Ducks, and we split 2-2 in those 4 games. Now the first game that we played was against the Penguins on Friday, which is the one I got took down streaming for. So I was a little heated, so I didn't pay attention to the fine details of this one as much as I normally would because I was kind of pissed off. But anyway, I went back and looked at it and all that, so I have some stuff to go over with you. And Derek Grant had a backhand-forehand past Halak, and that was the first goal of that game. And I didn't really like it. I thought Halak could have been more aggressive. I thought it was kind of a weak goal to start off the game, but nonetheless, the Penguins go up 1-0. Malkin had a slap pass to Kessel, and Kessel fired this one home from a very awkward angle, and the Bruins were down 2-0, and I didn't feel like I didn't feel like the Penguins were the better team early. I didn't feel that way. I didn't in my heart feel that the Penguins were truly outplaying the Bruins, but early in the second, they already had a 2-goal lead, and then Brandon Carlo, who had the longest scoring drought in the league, he hadn't scored since March 4th, 2017, so he was almost going the whole calendar year of 2018 and then some without scoring. But thankfully he came along to make it a 2-1 game, and the Bruins had some life in them. McAvoy would get the puck lobbed to him at the point. McAvoy didn't do a good job of playing this one down low. This would create a 2-on-1 against Krug. Sheehan and Zach Austin Reese. Sheehan drew Krug into him, threw it to Austin Reese down the middle. Austin Reese went down the middle, and he put it past Halak, and Penguins go right back up to that 2-goal lead. Pretty good play by Sheehan to draw in Krug like that. Bad play by McAvoy for the turnover. He's kind of put in a tough position because of that lob, so I kind of get where the mistake is on the boards. I would like to be more sure with that. Maybe I'm a little too harsh on him, but just my thought on that. Chris Wagner out of nowhere would rip a slap shot to make it a 1-goal game. And Chris Wagner has not been too bad as of late, considering he's a 4th liner / depth forward. I don't think anyone should really have too much to complain about with Chris Wagner, or at least I don't think you should, because of where he is, doesn't make a lot of money. There's really not much to complain about with Chris Wagner. I think he's solid depth forward. That's what I would say. The Penguins would then have a breakdown in their own neutral zone, and Marchand would find Pastrnak in the middle. Pastrnak would take the breakaway, he would hit the post, but then Marchand would be there to clean the garbage and put it into the net, and he would beat the Smith. And I thought the original shot by Pastrnak went in. Live, I thought it went in. I reacted like it went in. The cameraman reacted like it went in. And I didn't even see Marchand put it in live until they showed it on the replay. He actually hit the post Pastrnak, and Marchand had to clear it in. He had to put it in, and we were tie game. And then it was kind of a weak goal for the Penguins to go up here. Pens win the face-off to Gensel. Gensel shot from the point, deflects off John Moore's stick. No fault to John Moore's. The stick was just in the lane. It hit the stick and went 5-hole on Halak. And, kind of unfortunate. Then Zach Austin Reese would put in the empty netter. Pens would win 5-3. And an interesting stat on this one, Wagner, 9 shots on goal. Which if that tells you something, it tells you we probably outshot them, and you'd be right. 51-28. I didn't feel like the Penguins were that great. I thought the Penguins just capitalized. I thought they were clinical on their opportunities, and sometimes that is what gets you by in this league is skill. Because the skill came through, and some good plays, they finished. That's all you can really say. DeSmith stopped 48 of 51 shots. Halak 23 of 27. Halak didn't have his best game, but after these 4 games, Halak still has the best save percentage in the league, which I think is very fascinating at this point in the season for him to still have. Even though he's kind of splitting time with Tuukka, it's still interesting for him to have that in my mind, because the Bruins' goaltending has been fine. No issues with them all year. They've been solid. A big reason why we're keeping our heads above water without Bergeron, Chara, DeBrusk, and right now I think Miller's still out. Yeah, Miller's the one I'm trying to think of. But I didn't think the Bruins played bad in the game against the Penguins. I just thought the Penguins were better at finishing their opportunities. And if you put 51 shots on the board and you only have 3 goals, I think it's kind of hard to disagree with me in that statement that they didn't put away their opportunities. That's what it looked like to me. That's what it felt like. And I wasn't disappointed with their performance. I was upset the puck didn't go in the net more for us. Then we move on to the Sabres. And this guy by the name of Jack Eichel is kind of a superstar. I think it's time for people to stop saying Austin Matthews is clearly better than Jack Eichel because they are just wrong. Eichel is every bit as good as Austin Matthews and maybe better. Now, I'm not going to make that statement, but you can definitely see some parts of Jack Eichel's game that are better than Austin Matthews. I mean, Austin Matthews has a shot better than Eichel, but I think Eichel has a lot of other things going his way. But that has nothing to do with the Bruins, so let's get off that right now. But Jack Eichel was insane in this one, and it's way better of a game than Austin Matthews has ever had against the Bruins. That's all I'm going to say. Donato got a penalty shot in this one, and it was the first big scoring opportunity, or when I say big scoring opportunity, it's the first one that you're like, there should be a goal here. And Donato stumbles on his penalty shot, and he doesn't get the puck really even in a dangerous opportunity here. And Ullmark just has to kind of put his right leg out and go, like it was just kind of a weak opportunity. He lost his footing and fell on the ice and kind of trashed, to be honest. And then he would have a great opportunity where he's on one side of the net, toe drags around to the other side of the net, drops Ullmark, puts it top shot. No, Ullmark on his ass, gloves it. And that was impressive by Ullmark. That was probably the best save against the Bruins this year. It's unfortunate because Ryan Donato deserved that goal after that move. It was a very good move. And then I wrote, oh my Eichel, probably because this is an insane assist by Jack Eichel. That's all I can say on this one. So Jack Eichel takes the puck around the net like this, doesn't look, arms like that, pass behind his back post to Jeff Skinner, and now I know why Jeff Skinner has all these goals this year because he has Eichel Jordan setting him up in the post. And Jeff Skinner puts this past, I believe it was Rask playing this game, right? I believe it was Rask. I didn't write who it was. It is Rask. I couldn't remember off the top of my head. 40, 41, you get them confused a little. At least I do myself. And that was an insane assist by Jack Eichel. Took Kampfer behind the net. Kampfer retreated. Looked like he was going around the net. Wraps his arms around. No look. Behind him. Skinner in the net. Insane pass. Jeff Skinner could have taken 20 minutes to finish that one. No one knew where the puck was until it was in the net. Nordstrom does a good job with Dahlin on his back. Yep, this is very impressive. Rasmus Dahlin, who's a better skater than Nordstrom, is on his back. Nordstrom does a good job shielding. Takes it around the net. Finds Steven Kampfer. Kampfer making up for that mistake on the last goal. Finds Kampfer coming down low. Passes to Kampfer. Cross ice. Kampfer roofs it to tie the game 1-1. Good finish by Kampfer here. And I'm sorry if I'm stumbling over my notes a little. 4 games is kind of a lot. I'm not used to doing this much. It's a lot to remember without reading notes. But 1-1 tie game. JFK had a nasty toe drag around Rasmus Dahlin. Dahlin didn't look like... I didn't think Dahlin looked great, to be honest, in this one. But JFK, nasty toe drag around Dahlin. Pass cross crease to Heinen. Heinen, all he had to do was lift it. All Heinen had to do was lift it. He couldn't lift it, and that's a shame, man. That's a shame. A lot of people say they want Heinen in the AHL. I don't know. I don't mind him on the third line. I don't mind him there at all, to be honest. Maybe Bjork does good, or Ascension, maybe you want to call him up eventually. But I don't mind Heinen on the third line for now. But he should have finished that one. Should have been 2-1 Bruins. And then Eichel picks up puck at neutral zone, goes right past Grizzly. Like a speeding bullet through the neutral zone. Whips right past Grizzly and roofs it past Rask. Rask had no chance. I think this shot was labeled. I think it was just a beauty of a snipe there. And Jack Eichel has 2 points, and he created both goals. And yeah, he was in God mode. That's all you can really say there. 6:43 in the third. JFK finds Krejci coming in with speed in the zone. Krejci finds Krug, cross crease, and finishes it to tie the game up 2-2. Very nice passing play. Good find by Krejci to find Krug, and Krug finishes it. Krug has a nice finish, and he finishes this one. 3 minutes later, Eichel goes down low, takes it behind net, does a weird spin thing. I couldn't even mimic with you. I can spin like that, but I'm not going to give you an accurate depiction of that with my body in my bedroom. I'm sorry. But beautiful spin move, gets it out front, and who else but Jeff Skinner receiving the goods from Jack Eichel again, and he makes it 3-2. Eichel then again would, why not kick us while we're down with his 4-point game, finishing it with the empty net goal, 2 goals, 2 assists, Jack Eichel was insane. This was a Jack Eichel show. And Eichel Jordan right now is 9th in the league in points with 46 in 35 games. Insane game from him. Not the best performance from Rask, but like most of these goals against him, I think they would have been scored against anyone really. I feel like the Bruins played better than the Sabres in this one. I felt again the Bruins just weren't finishing their chances, which I think is a skill thing more than a team thing. I think the Bruins are playing great team puck lately, and that would show up in the next 2 games a lot more than it would in the first 2 games. The Bruins, when they are facing good offensive teams and they can score, sometimes they're going to lose just because of skill. But offensively, they're lesser skilled than the Penguins. I don't think they're lesser skilled than the Sabres. I think the Sabres just had Jack Eichel go off against us, and I think that's what prevailed them more than the Sabres being a better team than us. I thought Jack Eichel just put the team on his back like Greg Jennings and, beat us. Hopefully Steve's watching to get that reference. So then you go into the Habs, and this is probably a top... it's the most enjoyable game to watch this year. Everything from, like, the Thomas Tatar taking out Jeff Petrie to Schlemko checking Poster right into his goalie for Marchand to get the empty net. This was just an enjoyable game. It was pure domination. We almost doubled them in shots, I think. I think eventually the Canadiens caught up a little. But at one point we were double them in shots. Decent way into the game. And it was just really enjoyable. And you'll know as we get closer to the current date, my memory is a little better for these next 2 games. Maybe I'm selective with the wins, but I remember these games a little bit better. 2 minutes into the game, Chaput, show whatever, gives away to Cave. Cave passed to Backus. Backus to Nordstrom. Nordstrom, low hard shot against Price and beats him, I believe, right over the right leg pad and under the glove or under the blocker. Can't remember which side. But, I know he beats him low with a nice hard shot. I think the turnover threw Price off and the pass tic-tac-toe and in. I think that threw out Price. Early goal set the tone for the night. It really set the tone for the night. Wind took it out of the sails of the Montreal Canadiens really early in the game. Pasta would sauce into McAvoy down low. McAvoy would find Cave in the middle, and Cave would put it away for his first NHL career goal, but more importantly, giving the Bruins a 2-0 lead. Very good pass by Pastrnak. It was a beautiful sauce down low to McAvoy, and McAvoy with the intelligence to look middle, find Cave, pass instead of shooting it, and Cave puts it away. Good first career goal against Carey Price. Not a bad 10D to score on your first time. Let's see. This is hardest goal to dissect this year. I had to watch this thing over like 4 times to really know what happened for the third goal the Bruins scored. So McAvoy, this goal is all McAvoy. This goal is all McAvoy, all McAvoy. McAvoy has been fantastic star defenseman, blossoming before our eyes. And this poke check in the neutral zone turns over the puck off Brandon Gallagher. Pastrnak picks it up because he happens to be behind Gallagher. Pastrnak takes into the zone where they should have a 3-on-0. Pastrnak kind of fumbles a little, stumbles a little, tries poking it forward. And Thomas Tatar, desperation, diving poke check, sweeps his stick while he's laying like stomach on the ice. Kind of hits the puck a little. But more importantly, he takes out Jeff Petrie with his diving poke check. And both of them slide behind the net. McAvoy coming in from the point picks up the puck. And he sees that David Krejci is back post wide open. And if he passes to him, Krejci has an empty net. And Price is all over the place because he's trying to track the madness of like the turnover. Then his 2 freaking Canadiens sliding right past him into the boards behind his net. So you got 2 Canadiens right out of the play. So now you basically have another 3-on-1 or something like that. And McAvoy comes to the post, from the point, finds Krejci back post, passes it to him, and Price just like falls down. No chance. He's off balance because he's going to face McAvoy. Before he can face him, the puck's already, so he falls down, and Krejci basically puts it into empty net, just kind of flips it over him like that, 3-0. And that was just a bonehead move by Thomas Tatar. He didn't need to do, well, I shouldn't say that. Maybe he needed to do that, but he didn't do it in the right way, and he definitely cost his team by taking a defenseman and himself out of the play, when if he stayed up with the way Pastrnak turned it over, they would have cleared the puck easily. But because of that, Thomas Tatar basically gives the Bruins new life after the Pastrnak fumble, and Charlie McAvoy with the intelligence gives it to Krejci. But the reason I say it's all McAvoy, he created the poke check in the neutral zone to get it into the zone, creating that 3-on-0, and then he comes in down from the point to the top of the circle, where then he locates Krejci and gets the primary assist on the goal. McAvoy's been fantastic. For the 4th goal, Crew throws it to Pasta in the middle. Pasta takes it right to Price. No look backhand to Marchand. Schlemko would drill Pastrnak right into Price. And while Price is under Schlemko and Pastrnak, Marchand puts in an empty net. And if I'm Carey Price, I'm asking for new teammates after this game because they didn't score a goal for him and they basically created 2 goals against. Yikes, man. The Canadiens were terrible. The Bruins dominated the game. The Bruins, credit to the Bruins. I'm not saying it's just the Canadiens being terrible, but the Canadiens didn't help themselves. Offensively, they were terrible. Defensively, they shot themselves in the foot a lot. And Schlemko checking Pastrnak was just one of the many times that they shot themselves in the foot. You had the turnover by Chaput, shot in the foot. Tatar taking out his defenseman, shot in the foot. Schlemko checking Pasta into Price, shot in the foot. What's the other goal that isn't a shot in the foot? Oh, it's Pastrnak to McAvoy to Cave. I mean, so Colby Cave's goal, his first career goal, is the only one where the Canadiens didn't outright just shoot themselves in the foot. Well, anyway, 4-0 victory for the Bruins and dominating. It was really just dominating. And they would parlay that into Friday with another dominating performance versus the Ducks. Now, I live stream for this one on Twitch as well. If you want to find a link to my Twitch channel, as I mentioned, down low. Kind of looks like this with all the heads and stuff. I hope you like this whole setup, by the way, that I set up. Domination in this one as well, in my opinion. I thought the Bruins played much better than the Ducks. I thought their team defense was a lot better. I thought the Ducks kind of sucked offensively. Thought that kind of rhymed. But I really thought the Ducks never had anything going for them, and I never sat and watched the game thinking, wow, the Ducks really look dangerous right now. It just didn't occur to me. The second period, they had a few good chances, but it's just a few good chances in one period of a 3-period game. So I wasn't really I wasn't fearing them. But it took us to the second period to get on the board, and it came on the power play because the Ducks in their own right don't play bad defense, and they have a pretty good goaltender who I think is one of the best in the league, John Gibson, who I think Jack Edwards was saying at the beginning of the game is in the Vezina Trophy conversation, which, maybe. I don't watch enough of the Ducks to know. I see his stats. They look good. 926 or something. 2.5 goals against with the Ducks who can't score goals. Not bad in my opinion. But anyway, Krug coming in, backhand to Backes, fumbles it. He gets it back to Krug somehow. It hits Backes up here, then falls back to Krug. It's congested on the power play. Krug then, whips it around to Pastrnak. And, Pastrnak shoots it. He one-times it. Before Gibson even adjusts to him. Before Gibson even knows it's shot at him, it's past him. Because Pastrnak has a great shot, great IQ to know when the puck's coming at him, and he was wound up like this. The second Torrey was even at this range before he even spun around to pass it. Hopefully you can hear me when I turn my face like that. Don't know how good my mic is, to be honest. But it was going to take something like that to beat Gibson, to be honest, because Gibson was solid. Gibson wasn't giving you any good rebounds. He wasn't really giving you much, to be honest. Gibson looked like a Vezina candidate tonight. Even though he gave up 3 goals, he looked very good. Halak had a monster robbery on Brandon Montour. Brandon Montour coming down the right side, gets the puck, one-on-one with Halak. Halak falling, gloves it. Beautiful save by Halak. Halak had a great second period. It was the only period he was really called upon to do much. Marchand on power play with fine Krug back post, and he puts it in past Gibson. This is kind of I think Krug had a similar goal versus the Canadiens. No. It was versus Pittsburgh. No. I'm getting confused. Krug got a very similar looking goal in one of the other 3 games. You see, I'm covering 4 games. Again, I'm a little confused myself. But he had a very similar goal. I can't remember off the top of my head now. It's bothering me. But nonetheless, it was a beautiful pass from Marchand to Krug back post, and Krug just had to put it on net. I could have finished this one. I definitely could have finished this one. No chance, 2-0. Third period, Pasta picks up puck down low to top of zone. He passes it to the point. You cannot see who's at the point when he passes it on the television broadcast. And then you see the flash known as David Krejci wind up at the top of your screen and blast it past Gibson, top right corner. Flat out howitzer, a rocket from David Krejci. And it came out of nowhere because you couldn't see, well, for me at least it came out of nowhere. You couldn't see Krejci on the broadcast. You just saw Pasta pass it. You're like, well, who's coming to hit it? And then it's freaking David Krejci with a one-timer, blasting it top shelf to go up 3-0. 4 minutes left in the game. Carter Rowney wins the face-off back to Mahura. I bet you, if you're a casual fan, you probably don't know who either of those two are, and I don't blame you. Wins puck to point to Mahura. Low hard shot. Looks like it goes through a decent amount of traffic, and Halak doesn't identify it. It might have hit something. I don't think it did, though. I think Halak just didn't see it. Beats Halak 5-hole in 3-1 with about 4 minutes left to go. Didn't sweat at all. Didn't worry. I was like, the Ducks got lucky. That's the only way they were scoring on some bull like that, where they just take a shot from the perimeter, because the Bruins weren't giving them anything inside tonight. And the Bruins will pull off the 3-1 victory. No fault to John Gibson. Kind of like it was no fault to Carey Price. You just weren't beating the Bruins tonight with how good defensively they were playing. The Bruins don't score a ton of goals outside of their first line, especially now that Patrice Bergeron's injured and you don't have Krejci on the second line. They're not getting a lot of help down there. But because of how good the Bruins are defensively, it doesn't matter in the big picture of winning games. So the Bruins are holding teams to low goal totals, and if you're a gambler, you might want to bet on the under of goals for a decent amount of Bruins game, depending on what the number is. I don't know. It's usually around 6, 6.5, something like that. Because the Bruins are holding teams, especially even the last two games. If they're playing a bottom tier team, definitely bet that under, I'd say, because they're not letting up a lot of goals, they're not letting up a lot of chances, and they're scoring like 3 goals to win games right now. Winning games like 3-2, 3-1, 4-0. You know, that's what the Bruins do if they face lesser teams. And, you know, overall though, let's wrap this whole video up, this whole 4-game video review. And let's just put it this way. The Bruins did not play particularly bad in my opinion, in any of these 4 games. But the skill of the Penguins with their finishing outclassed the Bruins in that one. Even though the Bruins deserved to win that game from a technical hockey standpoint, the Penguins' finishing was just better in that game. You got 51 shots, you only score 3 goals, you're going to lose. You're probably going to lose. That's not enough to score when you shoot 51 times. Versus the Sabres, Jack Eichel just had a day, and you couldn't match him offensively. You didn't play bad defensively, you got your shots, you just couldn't put the puck in the net. Canadiens, you dominated. From the get-go of that game, that was all you. Probably the best 3-period effort all year, I'd say, was that 4-0 shutout of the Canadiens. I'd say that's probably the best effort I've seen all year. I can't remember the Canadiens having that many good opportunities, and I remember you guys just wiping the floor with them. Last night against the Ducks, another dominant performance where the Ducks had a few decent chances in the second. They got one fluky goal in the third, but overall great defensive in that game. So I'm not really worried. The Bruins do play Nashville tomorrow at 1 p.m. That's not going to be an easy game. If you walk away with an L with that one, especially since you're missing Bergeron, Chara, Miller, and DeBrusk, you shouldn't be too upset. I'd be upset because you lost both to Nashville. So you got that. I believe they also play Sunday at 5 p.m., I want to say, against the Hurricanes. You should win that one. Yeah, it's Sunday at 5 p.m. I might be streaming for both of those. I might be streaming for one of them. I might be streaming for none of them. That's a game time decision. So if you go to that Twitch channel, look for me around the time the Bruins play. I might be live talking hockey, and you can ask me questions in the chat. It's a fun, interactive experience. But overall, 2-2 in these 4 games. If we want to look at the scorers here, you can see there's a big gap between the top 5. I'd also like to point out, Torrey Krug has 21 points in 24 games. I think that's what that says. I can't read it. It's kind of small for me. But the Bruins, I still think they need that top 6 forward. I think they really need that top 6 forward. Colby Cave might be able to stick at that third line center spot and do a good job. I like Cave. I like Forsbacher Carlson. Sadly, when Bergeron's healthy, only one of those guys is probably staying in the NHL, and I think it's going to be Colby Cave for the pure fact you send Cave down. I think he has to clear waivers. You send JFK down. I don't think he has to clear waivers. But yeah, it's 21-24 for Krug. You really need Patrice Bergeron back so you can get another elite player on that second line like a David Krejci, or maybe even Patrice Bergeron. I'm not against seeing what Bergeron does with DeBrusk and whoever you put on the other wing, which I'd assume would be why am I blanking right now? It'd probably be Heinen or something like that. I already know who you put at that, because right now you're running Cave, Nordstrom, and Backus on that second line. So maybe you do Backus, DeBrusk, and Bergeron, something like that. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing something like that just to see how they do. And since Krejci's kind of earned the opportunity to stay on that first line, in my opinion. I don't know if you guys would agree with that. I know some people have very big issues with separating Marchand and Bergeron. I'm a big Marchand fan. My jersey is right there with Marchand. I'm not one who thinks that Marchand needs to be with Bergeron. I don't think Bergeron needs Marchand. I don't think that's a thing in hockey. I think they play well together. I don't think they necessarily have to be together. But, yeah, I'm just going to wrap up the video here, guys. But I hope you like this long review. 24 minutes. That's the longest video I'm ever putting on this channel besides the stream. So hopefully people don't shy away from that. But if you're here at this point and you like my coverage, you like what I'm talking about, you like the Bruins coverage, you like the NHL coverage, you want to watch my streams, you like what I'm doing, hit the subscribe button down below, hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment, talk hockey with me, I respond to them all. And that's all I have time for you today. When I say all, I had a lot of time for you today compared to my other days. But thank you for watching. Peace, love, and positivity. Happy holidays. I'll see you next time. Please stop in the streams. Love you guys. See you next time. Bye.